I'm inside and I saw Good Will Hunting. It is directed by Gus Van Sant, written by Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. If you haven't seen this movie, I'll spoil it for you. This is requested by a Patreon. If you'd like to fast track a movie review, patreon.com/ASCpresents. Time and temperature check, it is 8:45 p.m. 79 degrees, humidity is 85%. On with the review. This movie follows Good Will Hunting. He is a janitor at this college, a very prestigious college, MIT, you might have heard of it. Oh yeah, this takes place in Boston, Massachusetts. I've only been there once. The traffic sucks, very small area, too many people. The East Coast, they're not supposed to have that many people there. I'm telling you, it's like a 5-mile radius, but it takes an hour to travel that 5-hour radius just because of how many cars there are. I know this from the one time I was there. I'm never going back to Boston. Will doesn't want to leave Boston. He solves this really hard math problem that nobody is able to solve. None of the students, and everyone's like, who done did this? The professors be like, who done did this? We got like a manhunt, we gotta search, we gotta look. Who done did this? And then another problem is put up on the board that it took years, and I'm talking years, for the professors to figure this out. And he solves it, and the math professor is like, who is this? And so he goes around tracking down, trying to figure out who this guy is. He learns it's Will Hunting, and he goes after him, looks for him. Meanwhile, we got Will Hunting. He's just like going around being a doofus. He doesn't really want to do much with his life, except for just exist. He is just an existing person. He wants to enjoy his friendships. He's going to bars, drinking, socializing, getting in fights, all that fun jazz. A lot of physical fights. I do like the professor. He goes and finds him. He's like, yo, you gotta like work for these people who are looking for you. Your brain is genius. You can just do this without anything going wrong in your brain. Like, you can just do it in your brain real quick. He's like, yeah, I've just been able to do that. He's like, you gotta get a job. And he's like, nah, man, I don't want to do it. I don't want any pressure to put on me, rather. And I love how he talks. He just sees straight through the math professor. Oh, just because it's not easy for you to do it and it's easy for me to do it, you want me to do your job? He ends up going to jail and then is bailed out of jail. The condition is he goes to therapy. And I like how the math professor is like, I'm going to take him up under my wing. I'm going to keep an eye on him. He's going to go to a therapist. And he goes to random therapists. And each therapist like, I'm not dealing with this guy. He sees straight through me. He insults me the entire time. And then the math professor contacts his therapist friend, Robin Williams. I mean, the therapist, who is played by Robin Williams. And he's like a really good therapist. He's speaking at his level. He's trying to make things chill. Of course, Will is doing the usual seeing through him by looking at this painting that he makes. He's like talking about the influences. He's looking, seeing like, oh man, this painting, did a woman leave you or something? And that triggered Robin Williams' therapist character. He's like, don't you dare talk about my wife like that. It turns out his wife has died and he hasn't moved on. And they talk about this throughout the movie. And Will is able to open up more and more. Will actually finds a chick that he's interested in. And he like has a good old time with her. And he's like, oh man, how do I know if this is the one? How do I know whether to like go and get her, right? Just follow her. They have a big ol' argument. There's a point where it seems like Will is not going to make it, and so he's like, oh no, I don't want to call the jailer and have him put back in jail because there's so much hope for him. Here's a couple of things that makes Will turn his life around. One, the therapist is a huge help. He's able to like go and meet him, be like, yo, I had somebody that I loved. I know what that experience is, and that's the bench scene, right? The big old bench right at the part of Boston. They're sitting on the bench, and we got the therapist is like, you know, I experienced love. I know what it's like to know the intimacies of somebody within and without, okay? You don't know that. You're just young. Yeah, I've had these experiences. My wife is dead. I don't regret it one bit. And that makes Will be thinking, he's like, do I want to be with this chick? I don't know. There's a point where he just breaks up with the chick. he's like, oh man, I don't want to go with you to California, because she's going to California to get another degree after this degree that she's finishing up here. He's like, I don't want to go to California, and it's like breaking her heart, and it's so sad. And he's gonna stay in Southie. But then his best friend talks to him, is like, you know, if you're still here in 20 years, we're gonna hate you. We're gonna really hate you. This right here in this position, this is as far as we can go. But you have like a huge chance in front of you. You gotta go and you gotta follow that dream. So he's gonna take up this job, and he drives off to California, and that's how the movie ends. And overall, it's a pretty fun movie. It's a really moving movie. It's a very emotional movie. I didn't know what everyone was talking about when they're like, oh, Good Will Hunting is good. I'm like, okay, well, good's in the title. The title is great because it's Good Will Hunting, but also it's Good Will Hunting. He's hunting for goodwill. He's losing a lot of goodwill with a lot of people by talking to everybody this way. But luckily, he's turning things around. I recommend seeing it. I don't think I could do this movie justice with just talking about it. There's a lot of like really cool scenes that you just have to watch because it's hard to describe how good they are. And also there's this, like, a couple of scenes that just made me tear up and it made me cry, and I was like, oh, this is so good. I really like this movie a lot. If you haven't seen Good Will Hunting, you should. The acting's great, the composition's great, the pacing's great, the drama is great, the tension's great. I don't know, I just think everything about this movie is pretty great, and I really like the dynamic between Ben Affleck's character and Matt Damon's character. So I've got to give this one, it's like an 8.8 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another on the platform. Really likes that if I haven't reviewed it on the channel. There's a chance I haven't seen it at all. That's why you gotta get them Patreon requests in at patreon.com/ASCpresents. $20 dinos for one movie review per 1 month. Also support the Daily Grindiness by going to this link tree so you can go here. And until next time, I'm in South Saw. I'll see you later. My Sakura Don's a big bit. I'm gonna go hunt for some goodwill.